Dun 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 dun. You did a sip sound. You think people want to hear that in their headphones?
I think they like to hear all kinds of sounds. They hear your farts all day long. It's good. Have you ever had the green tea I just made you?
I'm shucking oysters.
That's what dogs do.
Welcome to your mom's house. This episode of Your Mamita's House.
That was Latin.
Speak Spanish fluently. It's brought to you by Amazon.com.
Oh, yeah.
All the loyal shoppers, we thank you. It's your own way of supporting your two dearest mothers. And all you have to do is go to your mom's house podcast.com.
Yeah, that's our website, Tom.
That is our website. It has information. You click on the banner.
It does have information. Whoa, you almost just died.
I almost just died.
Tommy leaned back at his chair and he almost just died. You could have cracked your skull
Jesus.
open. And if you crack your head open, you can't go to your mom's house podcast.com and click on that Amazon
banner. And all we're asking you to do, if you do want to do this, is just do the shopping you would normally
What
do.
you normally do? What can you get on
You
Amazon?
always buy mothballs on Tuesdays. So why don't you buy them through our banner?
Or hot sauce.
And then they kick back a little bit of love to us. That's all we're talking about. To everybody that has done it, a lot of you have tweeted us or emailed us when you did it. That's awesome, and we thank you for that.
Love it. Thank you, mommies.
So please, yeah. Also, when you're going to buy your picture frames and your shovels and your hand wraps,
Your weights.
weights
Yoga
and
videos.
your folders and
Peachy folders.
Sure,
Your Trapper Keeper.
buy your paintbrushes and your frying pans, your jump drives,
Your underpants, even.
You're gonna buy your underwear,
Get out.
your
Deodorant.
stationery. Then just click on the banner at Amazon that it's on our Your Mom's House Podcast.com site. Also, every time we mention this, we get emails from people thanking us for telling them about Spotify.
Oh, it's the best.
Our other sponsor, Spotify. If you go to your mom's house podcast.com and click on the Spotify banner, you can sign up with Spotify in about 90 seconds, and then your whole life will change if you happen to like music, because every goddamn song ever recorded is available on Spotify at the highest quality audio level, and you don't have to download shit. It's fucking amazing. And they asked us to curse more during the reading of
That's true. And you don't have to give a credit card to do that. You just sign up for it, and you can listen to anything you want, Tom. They got anything. ABBA. I know you love listening to ABBA.
You got the ABBA. You got your Brazilian cooking music that you love so much.
I listen to Portuguese. Obrigado.
Obrigado. You got that. You got your fucking Cool G rap. And you got your Eric B and your Rakim.
It's the Rakim, isn't it?
Eric B and Rakim. Yeah.
I think it's Rakim.
No,
because he's doing the African thing.
No.
And
it's Rakim.
I know a lot about African studies, and I know that it's Rakim.
All right. Just go with that. But whatever you like. People have emailed me before that they hate hip hop. They're like, I like your show, but I hate your music.
They'd say that to you?
I've had people say that. Not a lot.
They say it to me. Like, I hate your dumb, shut up with your goth shit. And I'm like, you don't know goth music. You don't know me, first of all.
You know what? It's one of those things. It's like people, like, that's like arguing with somebody about, like, their food taste. Like,
I know.
It's just what you like. It doesn't bother me when someone doesn't like it.
It's like Skittles. Do you like them sour, or do you like the Skittles plain?
Do you only get the red ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also have country music and they have classical music.
I'm not a fan of country, but some people are.
Rock and roll. I like rock and roll. I'm a traditional rock and roll guy.
Do you like the rock music?
No, but there's somebody out there who does.
I know.
Sure. So they can listen to shit from Spotify too. And of course, by the way, we haven't mentioned in a while, but we also have our friends at Gamefly.
Oh my goodness. I love Gamefly Flew Fly.
Do you think they're gone? They're still around. Mm-hmm. We want to thank them. Their banner's still on yourmomshousepodcast.com. If you click on that one and you use the code word MOM, you get a 15-day free trial.
That was real, by the way, guys. That wasn't made up. That was an exemplary fart sound.
Thank you.
It was like, burp. Like you made that up, but you didn't. That was a real fart.
I want to put it out there.
Are you smelling it? Are you stewing it? Good. Yeah. Good, you filthy fucking animal.
I want to let Gamefly know that I didn't mean any disrespect by that.
I hope it... what does it smell like?
Do you think Gamefly took that as disrespectful?
Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Well, look, Gamefly.com is an amazing program. Here's the deal.
It's a video game rental system.
Yeah. You go there, you sign up.
You smoke weed.
You take a lot of pot.
And
you
then
order 10 pizzas, and then you order a game, and it gets delivered to your door, and then you play the game.
You play the video games. You let your friends go. You let your social circles fall apart. You eat more.
You got to cover the window in tinfoil.
Don't sleep. You don't pay your bills. It doesn't matter if you're playing a fun game. And that's the great thing about Gamefly is that you can try it for 2 weeks for free.
You only have to ruin your life for 2 weeks.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
And let your moms know how you feel about it. I like when you let us know. We thank you for that. We thank you for all your. I like being thankful. I thank people for all their orders of their Top Dog shirts.
Oh yeah.
Their highest tightest jeans bundles.
Oh yeah.
Album orders.
Yeah.
We shipped out a bunch before we left town. We have another shipment that's going to go out tomorrow.
That's correct.
And so thank you for that. And also thank you to I think it's important to say thank you to the people that donate. People donate.
It's very important to thank
all of you that have donated. I don't care whatever it is. Some people think it's, whatever. It doesn't always makes a difference.
It does. Yeah. And you know what, Tom? Your thankfulness matters. Oprah Winfrey tells you to write that in your gratitude journal. And today you've got a really good journal entry. You can thank all the people that support our podcast.
I think it's and I'm going to actually later on the show, remind me I need to poll our listeners about something.
Okay.
And you don't even know what it is.
I don't know what it is. You keep secrets.
So, are you ready to start the show?
Let's party.
Let's fucking do this, man. God damn it.
Push the motherfucking button.
I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer.
This shit is big time!
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone love into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura, and
Christina Pazsitzky.
welcome to your mom's house.
What was that? That was amazing.
You know what that was?
Was that Stevie?
It was.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's he up to? What was he talking about there?
I mean, he was saying just normal shit that people say.
Well, people call me Snake. Because I ain't afraid of him. That's his big quote. People call him Snake because he ain't afraid of him. Nobody calls him Snake.
There's a couple things, but, you know.
He got a stiff dick.
Like, that didn't work, yeah.
That was a little low.
He got a stiff dick. Oh. And went after her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer.
Wait, call me a retard. That's how he said it, a retard. That's the French retard.
He said a retarded?
Oh, I thought he said a retard.
He might say that also. But in that quote, I think he was just saying, she called me retarded.
It's the best movie of all.
I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer.
I heard a retard.
No, it's retarded.
It's French retarded.
Call me retarded. That's what he's saying. If you don't know, Stevie, this is one of our most beloved people and films. And if you've never seen...
It's a documentary.
It's a documentary. It's real as shit. And you learn things throughout the movie.
Catfish and bass loves frogs. I'm smart. I know what to use, Shane.
I can't believe you pulled these clips. You didn't even tell me you did this.
I like to have
I can't
fun.
believe. I'm so excited we have Stevie now, the podcast. We've been discussing this for a long time, and it's finally here. I can't fucking believe it.
Stevie fans for a long time.
Tommy, when did we were watching Stevie together when we were just dating. 87 years ago, when you and I started seeing each other, Stevie came into our lives.
Just to give people some background on Stevie, the documentary, it's so worth it.
Yeah,
here's a great
Netflix
idea. At this point, no, what you should do. It's so cheap to do this. Believe me when I tell you, if you're a fan of ours and you guys know who you are, I'm telling you're going to want to own it. And,
right.
And you can.
We own it, don't we?
We own it, of course.
Oh yeah.
And you can own it for cheap. Go to our site, click on the Amazon link, and just buy it. And because you could probably buy it for like $1. At this point, it's been out for like 10 years.
Right. We'll tell them the premise.
The premise is that the filmmaker is the guy who made Hoop Dreams, which is a lot of people know that documentary that followed this Chicago high school
Poop Dreams.
Poop Dreams.
Is your
this
version.
Chicago high school phenom who could just poop whenever he wanted and poop everywhere. And people noticed, they were like, this kid can poop, and one day he could be a pro pooper. So they follow him just taking shits for years.
What an interesting... is this about you?
No. This kid
okay.
in inner city Chicago. But then after that movie, the same filmmaker brought up the fact that, years earlier, he had sort of been a big brother, like a foster big brother to this kid Stevie, and he wanted to go revisit him and see what had become of Stevie. And so he had, the kid had been in the foster care system in Illinois, and then the filmmaker, like I said, had him for a while, but then didn't. He knew that he came from a pretty shitty family background, and so he revisited him. And while the movie was being filmed, and they're catching up on him, and he is a spectacular mess.
Yeah.
He gets charged with
molesting
his niece, I think.
Oh yeah, he's related.
That's where I get my name Snake from. I ain't afraid of them. Never have been, except whenever I was a kid.
Okay.
That's where I get my nickname.
No,
Snake,
and nobody calls him
calls
Snake,
you Snake
ever in the movie, ever.
That's really one of the It's a real great indicator of somebody who's kind of lost it too. Is when you create these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't afraid of him.
They call me Hammer because I hit harder than a motherfucking sledgehammer.
I'll fuck shit up with my hammer.
Who calls you Hammer? Everybody calls me Hammer.
But that's why you can't create your own nickname. It has to be given to you.
He wants to be called Snake.
Desperately.
He heard somebody
Oh,
call someone else Snake one time, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm Snake."
Wait a minute. Wasn't that Sylvester Stallone's name in a movie?
Cobra?
Or Cobra.
That's the same
Close
shit.
enough.
Yeah.
That's where I get my name Snake from. I ain't afraid of them. Never have been.
That's not true. That's not true.
Wait, this is in Illinois. This is the startling part. Is that I thought this was like deep south.
Now, one of the craziest things about the film is that he has a girlfriend. This is what she sounds like.
But when he's on that marijuana and whiskey, he gets crazy.
No, you might have noticed the intonation in her voice.
But when he's on that marijuana and whiskey, he gets crazy.
No, before you think we're just making fun of somebody who just maybe speaks a little differently, maybe to your ear, maybe it sounds like, oh, is she hearing impaired? No. Stevie's girlfriend is mentally retarded. He's dating.
I can't believe you're surprising me with
but
this.
When he's
I'm
on
dying.
that marijuana and whiskey, he gets crazy. But when he's on
dating a retarded person.
I'm gonna fucking throw up. I can't believe we're doing this. I'm so excited. You just made my entire week with these clips. I can't believe you didn't tell me you're doing this. Wait, the best part is he's a cute. Well, first of all, who's going to date a guy that's up on child molestation charges?
You know what's funny is that in the movie he's probably like 30, and he has old man child molester glasses.
Oh yeah,
he looks like an old,
like those Bill Gates. Wait, is it Bill Gates that had those?
Well, Gates when he was younger had
the
the big fat ones. Yeah, yeah.
Those real rapey murder glasses.
He is a piece of work. I mean, you see him. This sounds bad, but when you first see Stevie, you're like, "Who's this fucking piece of shit?" Like, this guy is a fucking white trash piece of garbage.
A lot of teeth missing too.
Teeth,
not
the
too
hair,
many teeth.
The glasses, and you can tell that like his intellect level. Let's be honest, it's not.
No, but you want to know the irony of the girlfriend is that she's one of the smartest people in the film
in his life, for sure,
in his world,
and his whole. And actually, he's not bright.
No,
she's probably on paper supposed to be not as bright as he is, which is really saying something. She's smarter than him.
She's way years of maturity and intellect. Actually, she's pretty bright.
She has insight.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that he's bad for her, which is really the awful bit. Marijuana cigarette.
Mm-hmm. He drinks and he does marijuana.
Wait, remember when they were at the nightclub? So they go to the city one night. Don't they go to Chicago?
Yes.
And they're dancing, and Stevie gets a little drunk and a little out of control with her.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, no dirty dancing, Stevie. No dirty dancing. She doesn't like the dirty dancing. And he like forces himself.
And then he got upset and he was like,
I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer.
With a claw hammer?
Oh, what's that? I don't even know what that is.
Really?
I don't know what a fucking... Oh, come on. Do I look like I know what a claw hammer is?
Well, you don't just knock somebody in the head with a claw hammer. Like,
right.
What he could rephrase that like, I was going to kill her one day.
Okay.
I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer.
People don't just do that. They don't just knock people in the head with a claw hammer.
No.
Because
they call me a retard. I still hear retard.
Really?
I still hear it. I don't hear the extra syllable there.
There's a lot of awesome stuff in this film. I think maybe... oh,
wait.
I think maybe the reason he speaks that way is because, like, I know... he was raised by his mother, mostly, who abused him.
Yeah, she's
physically.
a real piece of shit.
And I don't know, maybe this will give us insight about what his dad was like.
He's the only dad I've ever known.
He's the only dad I've ever known.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
I've only knowed one dad.
Yeah. You can't know more than one. That's really good.
He has a lot of cool stuff.
When you walk up to a rattlesnake, do you stand there or do you run like hell and take a chance of getting bit or not? That's like, do I take a chance letting people in or take a chance of getting stabbed in the back again?
That sums up. That's a good life philosophy, though.
I mean, in a way, what Stevie's saying is that he's like a snake. You know what I mean? He's like a snake, and then you go, oh.
Except whenever I was a kid. That's where I get my name Snake from. I ain't afraid of him.
There you go. You see what I mean?
He's the rat. He is the snake.
He is the snake.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, because he does things like if you leave him with your little kid, then he touches him. That's the snake in him.
Then you do that, and then
people gets mad. They get over it. They realize stuff later on down the road.
Yeah. You see? And
people changes.
People changes. Yeah.
I love this guy's language. It's so great. I hope he teaches.
You don't want to fuck with him though. He really. Well, I mean, like, don't you think that's a loose cannon kind of guy?
Yeah, he has no sense of logic or reason or boundaries. Clearly. Now do you happen to have the audio of when he's about to possibly go to prison?
He's talking to his cousin or
his friends that have been inside.
Yeah, I think one of those guys is related to him or something. No, I don't have that. I know
that one's really intense.
I'll have to get that pulled.
So Stevie's about to go to trial.
Do you want to just? Why don't you play the role of the guy?
Well, I can't remember verbatim what it is, but it's like
it's best to pull it. Yeah, I think it might be. He's like, I'll handle it. I'll talk to the guys on the inside for you.
The white guys.
Some of them. And then I'll also talk to the other guys.
Right, because he's telling Stevie, like, hey, when you get put in the pen for child molestation...
You're fucked.
You're marked, yeah.
But, if you're Stevie, you're kind of like...
If you think you're big enough, do it, because when you put me down, you better kill me, because if you don't, I'm going to kill you.
Ooh. Whoa.
That's when Snake
Snake
feels like biting.
He's a rattler.
You know?
And he's not that big. He's not a big dude.
Not a big guy. No.
Oh, it's
definitely
so sad. And there's this part where his mom is like, Stevie was such a wonderful child. Well, you know, he used to wear his Cheshire Cat costume, and he was always out there with the hose. Like, he's just playing with a hose. And you're like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
That just, you know what it really proves is...
She was a real animal.
That's the thing, is that animals are made. You know, guys like Stevie are really made.
He could have been nurtured and
could
loved.
Have been, yeah.
But I think this is his mother.
I didn't beat him. Yeah, I whipped him. I didn't beat him.
Right.
Yeah, I whipped him.
That's not an edit.
There's a distinction.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's not an edit? You didn't do that?
No.
There's a difference between getting beaten and getting whipped.
Yeah, I mean, they're real fucking pieces of shit, you know?
I don't pick up high heels, coal shovels, and beat my children.
And then you're like, well...
I didn't beat him. Yeah, I whipped him.
You might have whipped him pretty fucking good, is my guess.
Yeah.
But goddamn.
Yeah, a really funny movie, though.
God, it's good.
She ripped my earring out of my ear, and I had to go to the hospital and have stitches over that. And I asked her that one time, I said, "You ever been hit by a guy?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, now you have. I'm not like these other men that you can run over and just push around." I said, "I'm myself, but I've got a temper. I can control it."
Oh, man. You know, it reminds me of the
wonderful
hit by
a guy?
Whites of West Virginia.
Oh, yeah, it's another great documentary.
Similar in its sadness. But it's funniness and its sadness where you're like, wow, this shit really happens.
That's really fucked up too.
Yeah.
That thing's almost impossible to believe to a point. You know, what is it? The Wild Wonderful Wives?
The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Yeah. That one holy shit.
Wow, Stevie
my favorite scene in that, like one of my favorite parts in that movie is that lady's like just bought these pills for like $6. I'm gonna drive down here, sell them for $8. Just a little boot scoop and boogie right there. Like, that's a $2 profit. You just like, you're excited about that? Like, you made $2?
Yeah.
She's like, that's how you fucking get paid around here, motherfucker.
$2 buys you a pack of GPCs. And like, that's all she's looking for in life is just a pack of shitty cigarettes.
The inside of their bodies, like when you see them and listen to them speak,
I know.
All they I'm a dog. You're like, what the fuck has you put into your system?
Well, and a lot of them age so poorly too. Like there was one
like the ones that are like 14 and 15. You mean? They look such
37.
Holy shit, man.
Marijuana and whiskey, he gets crazy.
And she doesn't do the marijuana or the whiskey at all. She just has to fucking sit there and watch him. And he's the type of guy that has like Confederate flags hung up.
A lot of them
in his room.
Doesn't really know why.
Yeah,
either.
Not really.
One of those guys that saw it was like, that's fucking badass right there. Yeah.
He's the only dad I've ever known.
Well, when it's the only dad you've ever known, it's probably not a very good dad.
He drinks and he does marijuana.
Marijuana.
She's the smartest one in the bunch. She knows that that's bad for him to be doing that.
Of course.
God, what a bunch of... It really makes you count your blessings that you're born to certain families. As shitty as your families are, you're like, well, at least I'm not that guy.
Even when you're born into certain families, it's one of the things is you always realize that, you know...
People changes.
People changes, man.
Wow. They really do.
Wow, people changes.
So, there's that little treat for you, and, God, you
can't get out of that, too. Like, once you're everything you know is that world, you're really fucked. You're just fucked. Your whole world. It takes a really special person to transcend that bad of a culture.
It does, and that's what they're usually rare, exceptional people. You see them, and you're like, that's your background? You made this of yourself? It's amazing.
For sure.
Because I don't know, realize that, like, I'm a product of my environment, so are you.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's why, like, when I meet people, I'm like, yeah, but I've also had exceptionally good, chances and opportunity along the way.
Man, yeah.
Like from everything from the household to like being able to go to schools and just good things like that. You're like, who knows if I would have had like shitty parents or
oh yeah,
just
dude.
put in a shitty circumstance, I might have been a real fucking mess. You know, might have been like Stevie, and I might have been excited about shit like
What the hell's that?
It's a leopard. It's my clock. Every hour on the hour, one of them animals will make a different sound. Yeah, I laughed. The damn thing cost me $37.
Wow, that's a small fortune for that piece of shit clog. Every hour it does that? How
one
do
of
you
the
sleep?
animals makes a different noise. You know that Stevie is dumb enough that at 3 a.m. when you hear he's just like, well, that shit was $37. I'm not taking
I gotta keep that thing up there.
I'm not taking that shit down.
I know.
I spent real money.
It's a cougar, right?
Yeah.
What the hell's that?
It's a leopard.
A leopard.
It's a leopard.
Yeah, I like that the documentary maker who asks that question. He's like, what is that? And then he laughs like, oh, that is amazing. Thanks.
That's silly.
Catfish and bass loves frogs. I'm smart. I know what to use.
Yeah, they love
Catfish
frogs.
and bass loves frogs. I'm smart. I knows what to use.
I think catfish like hands too. I've seen those hillbillies just put their hands in.
Okie noodling.
Yeah. They just put their hands in, and catfish will eat anything.
God damn. I love this movie, man.
So good.
Love this movie.
It's a movie that brought us together.
It really is.
think.
This was early on.
Yeah. This is how I knew that you and I. Oh, you're gonna fucking fart into the. God damn. I hope. Oh, good. Now your microphone smells, huh? Dum dum. What's it smell like?
It doesn't smell good.
Stupid. Stew in it. Ooh. Oh, I can see the smell.
We're going to be talking about Stevie a lot for a long time, but I'm glad we were able to introduce him to you a little bit. It's
really excited.
It's an exception. We're leaving out the real drama.
But when he's on that marijuana and whiskey, he gets crazy.
You know, I wonder what percentage of the population is Stevie. How many guys out there are we looking at?
That's a really good question. I think it's probably quite a few, actually, God
damn it.
But we laugh a lot at Stevie. He's a real piece of shit, though, I mean...
How can a 26-year-old man have a hard-on for an 8-year-old? How can a 26-year-old man have a hard-on for an 8-year-old? He had a hard-on.
Wow, she sounds like she knows what that is.
I think she does know. Yeah, they're talking about Stevie, so I guess he wasn't 30. He was 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looked 48 when he was 26.
So he's I mean, does he get convicted during the movie? I don't remember.
I can't remember what happens.
Something tells me he was guilty.
Something. Yeah.
I don't know. I believe in the judicial system. Guilty. I'd look at him and go, you're guilty.
Usually people that don't fuck kids don't get accused of fucking kids.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot, man. Doesn't usually happen.
No.
It's good to see Sandusky got put away.
Oh, did he now? I don't even pay attention.
Really?
I was on vacation.
It was before that.
I still don't read. Not much of a reader.
Okay. He's...
Well, good. Finally.
He's done. He's going to die in prison.
Great. And he's going to get raped, too. That's the first order
I
of
think he
business.
actually will probably get killed by inmates unless he's in protective custody.
I hope so.
Because if you're seeing him get the shit kicked out of him, you're a guard, you're not going to fucking step in.
No one's going to protect that piece of shit.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I do like that. There's not many things I enjoy.
It's a scandal of epic proportions, though.
I've just thought. I was saying that there's not many things I enjoy about prison.
Yeah.
But one of the things I do like is their priorities, that when an inmate comes in and he's a child molester, he gets murdered.
Oh, I agree.
And that's the one part of, I don't know, I find that very admirable in inmates.
Yeah, it's great.
How come they have that code? Is that just thief
It's a code within the criminal world. Is that,
I like that.
What it is it's saying that we might be bad guys, but we still value something, which is because a lot of those bad guys have kids, so it's
oh, that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they have kids, they have mothers, they have wives, they have daughters. So you go, if you're going to violate kids, that's even a place because they picture you fucking with their kid.
Oh, well, and plus, you can steal and kill people, but at least you're not fucking kids. I guess that's the lowest of the low.
And I gotta say, I think most people we go this guy is a fucking, bank robber, or he assaulted somebody, and you're like, that's not a good person, that's terrible.
Right.
But then he goes, so what would you rather, who do you value more? The guy that's been stealing stuff or the guy that fucks kids? You go, the guy that fucks kids, forget it. Like, just fucking put him on an island, set him on fire.
There's nothing you can do for
That's
that.
it.
There's
It's done.
no solution for. You got to castrate them. You got to rip off their dick and balls.
Yeah.
That's all you can do with those scum fucks.
Yeah, I know. Kill him,
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously, how do you control that?
And that's the thing, is
impulse?
that nobody really cares. Like, if you really did propose that, you're like, we're going to kill all these child molesters. People would be like, all right, that's fine.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, but what I was saying was that the scandal is so massive. I don't know, because you don't really follow it.
I don't give a shit. But they're covering it up. I'm just kidding. I do give a shit. I know that there's levels of, like, it was being reported over and over, right? And they were like, no, it's okay. We'll look the other way.
The cover up is almost as bad as the actual molestations.
It's so crazy.
They were protecting him, and they allowed him to keep molesting boys for 10 more years. after there's proof that they knew. So in other words, there's proof that they knew over 10 years ago, and they allowed him because they didn't want bad publicity for Penn State. They didn't want their university to be tainted, or the program to be tainted. So they protected him.
And aren't they debating whether or not to keep his statue?
Not his statue. The head coach's statue.
What's his name?
Joe Paterno. He died in January.
That's right, yeah. Too bad.
And he coached there for 60 years. And everybody thought, oh, he must have not known. And then the former head of the FBI did like a 7-month investigation. And what he found was that head coach, who they thought, oh, he was just deceived by the molester, he explicitly knew. And he also put in real effort. He was actually the architect, the main person that convinced the president of the school to protect the molester.
That's bananas.
When they were going to report him, he said, let's not.
Does he have kids, that guy? The protector of the molester? The
protector, Paterno, does have kids. He died. Wow. Sandusky, the molester, they never had their own children. They adopted a bunch of kids, and a couple of them has said that he molested them too.
Of course, yeah, that's why he's adopting them. God damn it.
He also had a charitable foundation for kids, like for young kids, that he would groom his victims.
Yeah. There's nothing more disgusting than a child molester.
No, yeah, it's the worst thing, man.
Nothing more. I honestly, I can't think of anything fucking grosser and more awful.
It's the worst thing.
God damn
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely the worst thing in the world.
Well.
And
great.
A guy like him, who knows, maybe the thing is,
he's the only dad I've ever known.
He didn't really have like a dad or something.
Is that what makes you into kids?
He's the only dad I've ever known.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you think you're just born with that thing, or do you think you're made into a molester, or are you just born into
it's a good
being
question.
into kids? Or
there's definitely an undeniable statistic that if you are molester, a lot of times molesters were molested.
Right, they inflict the same torture on.
But I don't know if you could say it's 100%.
No, it's so troubling.
Well, we've gone off.
Then again, people who get molested go on to be really successful people, like Oprah Winfrey. She was molested.
So you're saying?
I'm just saying that it, sometimes makes you really strive to be a good person.
I wonder if I could get molested as an adult.
Oh, I get molested as an adult.
Whatever.
Constantly.
Can that like? What if somebody molested me against my own will now?
I think that would be very difficult for you. Who could possibly touch you that you wouldn't want to touch?
Some lady who's.
What about an old man like our neighbor, like the dying
Jesus.
guy?
Like he just puts his hand between my pants one day? And
No, okay. You go over there and you're like, hey, John, I brought you some, biscuits. Christina made these fresh. And he's like, come on in and put them down. And you go over there and you notice that his cock and balls are out.
Oh, babe.
And you're like, Johnny, why are your cock and balls out? And he's like, "Could you help me zip my pants up?" And then you can't zip it up unless you touch his junk and put the junk back in.
He had a hard on.
Right.
That's how. Yeah.
Would you do it? Would you put his cock and balls back in his pants and help him and zip him up?
Maybe, probably. Yeah. I mean,
You
so
would?
old. Probably. If he's like, I can't get my cock and balls in my pants. But because you could probably try to do that without really getting. What would be weirder is like if I sat down and he's like, sit here. And then I'm like, oh, how's everything going, Johnny? He's like, I'm just getting older. And then as we're like sitting there, he just reaches over and he just grabs my dick.
Right.
You know, he's like 92 years old. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, ah.
And he goes, yeah, you want that parking spot, right? And then you're like, yeah, I want that parking spot. Well, you gotta let me suck it a little bit. And then you're like, all right, I guess. I really want that parking spot. My wife and I have a really hard time finding parking after 10 p.m. in the neighborhood.
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna suck your cock. I'm like, all right.
He drinks and he does marijuana.
You would do it.
Yeah, for a parking spot.
Guy.
Yeah,
you know what I had to do one time? My friend Shauna and I, we
You had to double team a guy to get a parking spot?
No, not yet. But okay, when Shawnee and I we were in high school, we had to do these Christian service hours, you know, and we worked at an old folks home.
Sure.
And there was this woman Mabel's 100th birthday, and Shauna and I had the task of changing Mabel into her 100th birthday dress. We were like sophomores in high school.
She's still around?
yeah, she's just 180 now. And no, so they're like, can you change Mabel? And we're like, yeah. So Mabel, we take off her whatever she's wearing, and her titty, both her titties are out of her bra, like hangers,
hanging out of the bra,
and like down past the belly button, and her labia, one of the labia lips was hanging out. And I don't know if you've ever seen an old person's genitals, but they get real soggy, and hairless. Yeah, okay. And so I was like to Shauna, and she was so out of it, and she didn't fucking know her tits and her labia were hanging out. And Shawnee and I were like, dude, you put her tit back in. I'm like, no, you put her tit back in. And it was one of those things where it's like an ethical, like, do we scoop and lift this poor woman's titties, or do we put the dress on over the hangout titties? And
what'd you do?
We put the dress on over her hangout titties.
Oh, really? You let them hang out?
We let them hang out because I feel bad to this day, but I didn't want to scoop and lift an old lady's tits. You know what I mean?
I think you failed that ethical test.
I know. It was Christian service hours, too. How ironic. Would you do that for an old lady?
Yeah, of course.
As a sophomore in high school, you had the wherewithal. I would do it now because I don't give a shit, but as, like 15-year-olds, come on.
Yeah, I think, if I were that lady's grandson, and I knew that about you.
I'm a piece of shit.
She ripped my ring out of my ear and had to go to the hospital and have stitches over that. And when I asked her that one time, I said, "You ever been hit by a guy?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, now you have. I'm not like these other men that you can run over and just push around." I said, "I'm myself, but I've got a temper. I can control it."
That's how
He's a real guy.
I would have hit you.
I'm a manly man.
Yeah.
Is there anything I could do that you would hit me?
Yeah.
What would you hit me over?
Like you're talking and I feel like I don't want to listen to you or something.
Oh, like when the football game's on?
Or just,
and
no.
I'm like,
just
I love you. And then
like if the light switch was on.
Okay.
And you're like just fucking babbling.
Great, Tom. Should we tell the people how our vacation was?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, it's fun. We're back. What was that song?
We had a great time. We were down in the MIA. Yo.
A lot of Puerto Rican guys. I was very excited. We sat on the beach all week. We have a lot of Sky Miles saved up and a lot of points from hotel stays.
Oh, I wanted to tell this to our listeners. I meet people all the time, and I'm surprised.
So popular.
Well, I am. And I'm surprised many people don't do this. It doesn't matter what your level of travel is. You have to capitalize on the points system that is available.
That's how we got to go to MIA.
You have to do it, man.
For free.
Some people are like, I meet people who say they fly twice a year. Guess what? You do that for a few years in a row, you got enough for a free ticket.
Absolutely, man.
Free. 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 So if you fly any amount and you are not you don't sign up for a frequent flyer program, you're completely missing out. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Some of the programs, some of the airlines, their miles expire, which is shitty. And it's like United, their miles expire. So if you're not flying on them, you can just run out of miles. Yeah. But like Delta, for instance, Delta's miles never expire. So even if you don't fly for like 10 years, you still have your miles. Hotels all, have these programs. Marriott, Hilton, Starwood, they all have these programs. And of course, if you have a credit card, let's say you have a MasterCard or a Visa, if you call the number on your card, and there's a bank that's affiliated with the Visa or MasterCard that gives you your line of credit, you can call them and ask see if they have an affiliate a program with one of the airlines, so that when you shop, let's say you have a MasterCard, you could be like, oh, do you have the American Airlines affiliation card where I can get points, American Airlines miles, just by making my regular purchases? This will pay off huge for you at some point. Mm-hmm. So if you like to travel and you don't want to or cannot spend the money to do it, it's a great way to do it. We were able to take a nice little trip, and we got our flights for free. Most of the hotel stay was free.
Oh yeah.
And it's just because we travel all the time, we're basically just redeeming those miles. Yeah. It's a huge thing, and it's really worth it to sign up.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to tell people that you're definitely missing out if you haven't done that.
Yeah, and they don't really, I know it's weird when you're like, I don't want to give anybody my information. I don't want to be, they don't take anything from you, these airlines, to sign up for these programs. It's all free. So do it.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Totally.
So we did a lot of laying on the beach. Tommy and I let our meats hang out.
Yeah.
And we grew this week. I gained, I would say, at least 10 pounds because we were doing like 2 desserts at a time.
You didn't gain 10 pounds.
I'm fucking the fattest I've ever been. I'm telling you, I was skinny my whole 20s, and I turned 30, and it is a battle. It is a fucking battle just to stay a normal weight. I'm fucking so fat, Tommy. I went to put on my size 8 jeans, my mom jeans today. Full belly fat. Like, it was so tight. I had to unbutton it as I was driving to get those shots today.
Yeah.
I was mortified. My fucking fat belly is hanging over my pants.
I'm definitely the fattest I've been in a while. Definitely.
What can you do? We just diet now. I'm gonna take it down a notch.
Yeah, we just had fish.
Yeah, we did. I made tilapia tonight. Don't fart, fucking please. Ugh. You had an amazing fart in the ocean.
Oh man, that was cool.
It was really great. We were swimming in the ocean, and there were families around us, little Puerto Rican kids, and hey, mommy. My husband decides to swim towards me, and he puts his butt in the air like a whale, and then you farted super loud.
Real loud. Yeah.
And everybody around us heard it, looked over. They couldn't really smell, but it was in the air. You did it like a whale.
I'd never, what happened was my butt was underneath the water. And I go, if I can just get my asshole out of the water, I'll be able to fart, and maybe somebody will get to hear it.
And were you pleased with the results?
Oh, more than pleased. Very pleased with the results. And it was only a few days after I belched on the street, and I made that person turn their head, like, what is that? Yeah.
What a wonderful conquest. Now, I don't know if you remember the lobby fart that I gave when we were in the lobby. We're getting in the elevator, and do you remember that one? It was a quiet riot, and it was very smelly because I had been on the road. I'd been done the road before, a week before, in New York, and then
people were on that elevator too.
And there was a lot of Italians and stuff, and the whole elevator smelled like
like you took a shit in the elevator,
like a shit in the elevator. And I couldn't feel prouder. I couldn't feel happier at that moment when it's yours. It's yours,
and really gross.
You know that everybody in that elevator is smelling your asshole.
Got real quiet in there too. People were talking. When you're having people are, we're having a great time. There's a barbecue, and and then somebody I don't know, somebody walks up and has a boner, and everybody's like,
Oh my God. Speaking of boner, do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting on the beach, you guys, and he was sitting in like a chair like that he had brought from his house, and he was sitting with his legs open, facing the people, not facing the ocean, which is always
everybody's facing the ocean. Literally,
that's why you go.
100% of the people are laying on a chair or sitting in a chair or laying on a beach bed, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And he's facing the people instead of facing the water, and his leg kind of swings open, and Christina's like, dude, and I'm like, what? She goes, look at that guy, and I go, what about him?
Yeah.
She goes, he's got a fucking heart on,
and
he's playing with his dick right now. He's looking at us, and he's playing with his dick, and I'm like, no, he's not. And she's like, yeah, he is. And then he got real, like leg tappy, and his hand was just on the crotch the whole fucking time.
I know.
He had a heart on.
And the only time he moved his hands away from his dick was when the police on the ATV came by.
Yes.
Then he clearly moved his hands away like, oh, I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah, like he's been to that rodeo before.
Yeah, when the cops were like, why are you playing with your dick? And he had that little weird beef with like his wife or whatever, like he would sit in a way where she couldn't see his crotch.
They were not facing each other. They were back to back so that she was looking at the water. He was looking at the people.
Yeah.
And then he would kind of he would put both hands in his crotch. And so I could see him tapping his cock. And at one point his cock peeked out of the side of the shit.
Said that. You're like,
and I was like, Tom,
right at it. Yeah.
Please look at his dick. And I was begging you, please look at the guy's cock. Look at the guy's cock. And you're like, I can't see it. I'm not at the right angle. I'm like, you're killing me. I'm looking at this guy's fucking cock on South Beach, and you wouldn't look.
The angle was a big difference, though. It was a big difference. God
damn it. I'm so mad, and it's burned into my brain. You know what's really fucked up, though, is how many guys I've seen jerk off in public.
Yeah.
How many guys' dicks I've seen in public.
Yeah, you've seen it really quite a lot.
Did I ever tell you the story? Have I told the story on the podcast about my friend's 13-year-old brother who jerked off in front of us once?
I feel like you have. I don't know. You've definitely told me the story a few times.
I don't know.
I don't know if you told it on here or not.
Well, let me tell you real quick.
Okay.
Because it's the fucking craziest story. So my friend Shauna, and like a bunch of other girls, we went to visit our friend who will remain nameless. And her little brother comes in, and he's annoying, and he's 12 years old. And we're 16, and we're sitting on this couch in our girlfriend's room. And he's laying on the bed, and this little brother is like, hey guys, you want to see me jerk off? And we're like, yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Like, who cares? You're 12. Get out of here. And anyway, we're just talking, and all of a sudden he flings jizz.
Really?
Against the wall. And we're like, did you just fucking jizz? And it was so crazy, and we all freaked out and kicked him out. But he was a weird kid. He would cut holes in the back of stuffed animals.
He flicked jizz at the wall?
He smeared it on his sister's wall.
So it's safe to say...
Yeah.
He had a heart on.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
I wish I could have shamed him like that too.
You wanted to shame the guy. I had to stop you from shaming the guy on the beach.
Because they were kids. And I was like, how do I know this guy's not jerking it to the kids running around? Which made me...
Yeah.
But I kept an eye on that piece of shit. I made sure he wasn't...
Well, another thing that was kind of great about going down there, we got to run into my parents.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. We got to go them, and we got to talk to them, and it's a good time. It's
I love your parents so much. We had dinner with them.
Yeah, we had a good time. We got a little thing for you here.
Do we have a treat for you guys?
Hey, buddy. It's Top Dog. Hey, buddy. It's Top Dog. Hey, buddy. It's Top Dog.
You need to wipe down.
Buddy. It's Top Dog.
I haven't had any butthole itch for a month now.
He was looking good. Your mom and Top Dog looking amazing.
Yeah, that was fun times, man. We got to, this is really exciting. We got to give Top Dog a Top Dog shirt, and I was able to record it.
First time that he's ever seen the shirt.
Yeah, pretty neat. I think I have it right here. Let me see it.
Oh my gosh.
This first, Dad. Put your phone down. Okay. Put your phone down. Hold on. So this, I wasn't gonna wear it, but then no, there's nothing. I wasn't gonna wear it. But I didn't think I was gonna see you, so I wore it. So you're gonna have to wash it, okay? Okay. I had to put it on because I didn't think I was gonna see him, so I wore it around.
Right. Well, but you washed it.
wanted to. This is.
Was this the Top Dog t-shirt?
A new shirt from the show.
Oh my God.
Your mom, what to say?
It doesn't even fucking know.
No.
Your mom's house.
That's it. That's it.
Podcast. Top Dog. Yes.
And what does it say underneath that?
Wipe down. Yeah.
So.
Wow. Isn't that crazy? That's like, I mean, that's so bananas that you actually get to see.
It's like showing Jesus a cross.
That's what I was,
hanging on the wall. Yeah.
It's like, you wipe down. It's like he was looking in a mirror.
Yep.
The shirt of his life.
It's pretty neat, man.
That guy has a shirt after him. That's how cool he is. He has no idea how beloved he is by thousands and thousands of people. Love Top Dog. And with good reason.
That was a genuine, real moment right there. He got it. And he was like, "All right, yeah, right."
Your mom's house.
Yeah. Do you realize
podcast.
that I've sent him MP3 links. I've sent him the iTunes link. Like, they have iTunes. I'm like, here's the link.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't do that stuff. I'm like, it's all you gotta do is click the thing.
Never gonna happen.
Can you show me how to listen to the thing that you do? He can't even remember the word podcast. Jesus.
Can I tell you though? You know, my crazy mother, who I don't speak to, because she's bananas, found me on Twitter, which was fucking horrifying. So you know what? Old people can scare you sometimes. If they want to figure it out, they can. But
now there wouldn't be a complete Top Dog moment if we didn't talk about farting or something.
What?
So we got my mom to tell a story about a Top Dog fart. I think I have it here.
The steward is standing here.
Okay.
And you
sorry.
Yeah. So
please listen to
I'm listening. So today you farted.
We get in the plane.
Yeah.
No, today I didn't fart.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me something about a fart today.
We get in the plane. Our seat is the very last one.
Right.
And I apologize. This was at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's why there's it's kind of hard. But she's saying, I'll interject just to make sure you understand. She's saying they got on a plane, and they sit in the very last row, which always sucks on a plane.
Right next to toilets.
Yeah. So the very last row, and they're sitting down, and my dad gets up because he's like, I want to go to the bathroom before the flight takes off.
The steward is standing here, and your father says, get up, and better go to the bathroom before you sit. And he wants a window. So he goes in the bathroom, he come out, and as soon as he come out, I see the steward going like this.
And she's covering her. She's saying that the steward has covered her nose and mouth.
I walk to the mirror, and then I go like, and I saw was in my seat. I said, you just fart? And he says, in the bathroom. I said, come on, it smells here. And he said, it was bad.
It was bad.
And I said, now I know why the woman went.
Stomach hurts.
And you know what he did? He looked at the steward and he went like this. It was me.
He waved.
He waved.
You took credit for it?
He did credit.
What did
she
she do?
Smiling.
She
She smiled. Like, I know what's wrong. When she watched him, she saw him walk. She had
Oh my God.
So I know. I'm sorry, the audio is not
He's
better.
crazy.
So basically, what happened was, if you didn't put it together, I know it's hard to hear. He got up and he goes, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom." He went to take a leak. When he's in the bathroom on the plane, he farted and then he trailed it back to the seat. So he farted in the bathroom, brought it back.
Yeah.
The stewardess was like, "Oh my God," and walked up 20 rows to get away from the smell. My mom goes, "Oh my God, did you fart?" And he goes, "Yeah, in the bathroom." And then she's like, "Oh my God." And then when the stewardess looked back, he waved and he waved at her. He smiled, and then she smiled at him like, "Yeah, it's fucking really disgusting."
Not like father, like son.
You have to say excuse me to him to get in.
Yeah.
Wow.
When he got out, she went like,
It was.
You know what's amazing is when he when I was in Maine, he had a couple killers.
oh no,
And he goes,
I have
and
killers.
he says, seafood, buddy. Different food makes you fart different.
He tells me every day. I get a different story every day.
About his farts, like a fart update?
I can stand.
No, I do too. It's my life too, believe me.
No.
You don't think my life is the same?
No.
It's all day farting and burping and farting and shitting and burping.
Farting and shitting.
Yeah.
All that
on
stuff.
a cycle.
No, but the farts that he has make people run away. And he decided to do it in bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you get in bed and you go like...
Tommy knows.
Did you just hear what she said?
Matches.
I had to go down to the concierge and get matches in our hotel room so I could light them.
You have to have them, and I go like this. And he says, "Paz," and I said, "Don't, please don't do this." 30 years.
Christina, my famous AMC theater story.
Why don't you tell her the famous AMC theater story?
Okay.
I can't. My stomach hurts from laughing.
So yeah, we still had our brown talk.
Over dinner, we were eating fries and steaks.
And by the way, one thing that we didn't mention is that I think the answer to the question is Miami, and the question is
Where the dude's at.
I mean, are there any more?
Right.
We saw
so many dudes,
multiple dudes in thongs.
Like no,
if you're looking for dudes,
yeah,
and you see a dude in a thong, you found what you wanted, right?
Because that's the signal to the other dudes.
Yeah,
it's all here, guys. All you have to do is tap me on the shoulder, and I'll turn around, and my banana hammock will fly in their face. We saw saw 2 dudes in like a 24-hour span, just literally wearing a thong on the beach,
unbelievable,
just walking around,
unreal,
butt floss.
Mm-hmm.
Where the dude's at.
Miami.
Big time Miami.
South Beach.
MIA,
walking down the shoreline.
You know what I liked about MIA?
Perusing around.
Hey, boys. Is that nobody really speaks English down there, so it felt like we were in another country
Definitely,
the whole time?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't feel like you're in even anywhere close.
I had to repeat myself several times. Like, I feel like we had to say everything twice.
Yeah.
To people, hey, one, you don't know what the fuck people are saying to you.
Yo, I just realized that we didn't even say our dates at the top of the show.
Oh, well, my next date's South Africa. I'm going to be home for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well, I should have mentioned, if you made it this far, I'm going to be in Richmond, Virginia, the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd of July. And then Montreal at the Just for Laughs Festival, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then Cincinnati at the Funny Bone, August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then 2 jeans get pulled up over our shoulders to go to South Africa for the comedy festival there. August 14th it starts through the 26th.
So guys, buy your tickets to Africa now.
Guys, if you're not in Africa right now, but you want to see a show, I recommend getting a plit ticket and going to South Africa and seeing us there.
But it's only a 22-hour flight.
It's not bad.
It's not that big of a deal.
Just go.
Just stand in line. I don't know if the tickets are on sale or what it is.
Yeah.
I got my shots today. I got immunization, and I got hepatitis A and B and typhoid.
You got to get your shots.
And I got a little prescription for Cipro.
Yeah.
For when I'm planning on getting diarrhea.
Will you pick mine up tomorrow?
Maybe. What's in it
It's waiting for me.
Can I pick up your prescription? Oh, yeah, I guess because we're married.
Yeah. Just show them your tits.
That does work.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it works in Miami. The one nice thing about Miami is that nobody gives a fuck about your ugly body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can be just fat, skinny, perfect, not perfect, white, whatever, and nobody really looks at you.
They don't give a shit.
Except for the guy jerking off on the beach. But everyone else they don't even blink.
Yeah.
Very liberating. It felt very nice for me just to let it all
Because they're more
hang out.
comfortable with bodies in general.
Yeah.
Like, a body is just a body to them. It doesn't matter that it's not. I mean, there's obviously very vain people there, but
yeah,
they don't really.
The locals are way fit. They're way into looking hot.
A lot of them, yeah.
Big fake titties. Everybody's stomach's like totally flat and stuff.
Oh, by the way, another thing I forgot to mention is that my parents didn't know I was recording that. And
oh, yeah, right.
yeah, they had no idea. And I also tried to record my friend Roman talking about that he said he could shit anywhere. And I was like, hold on. And then he was like, "Are you recording me?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "That's a felony. It's a state and federal offense. State and federal felony.
Blah, blah, blah.
And so Romano, I can't wait. I got to get him to tell that story. But he made sure that if they haven't given you their consent, that's a felony.
You're not allowed to record somebody without their consent, and then you can't use it in court and stuff. It's crazy.
Right, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, we got to wrap this shit up.
Yeah, Mommy.
So, we love you guys. We hope to see you and your brother and your sister over at the park this weekend.
The Mommy Dome.
Thanks for joining us. Please go to yourmomshousepodcast.com. Oh, the thing that I wanted to ask about. Remember I said I wanted to ask
Yeah,
them?
what is it, Jeans?
Okay, what I wanted to ask was whether or not if this is something we discussed.
Okay.
And I wanted to poll the audience. So hopefully if you go to our Facebook fan page, it's facebook.com/yourmomshousepodcast. There'll be like a poll there and you can vote. I wanted to know if you would you consider the idea, what do you think of the idea of a bonus content subscription plan where like we'll do this show, obviously we do it every week and we put our episodes up, but if you could if there were like a thing where you could sign up, you'd pay a very small fee, like a few dollars a month. I don't know, $5-7 a month, something like that, and you could get bonus episode, like extra episodes, extra videos. Is that something that you would be into? We only asked because it's just interesting to see whether or not that appeals to people. This show will always be free, so it's not about, we're not trying to sell the show to you. No. But the show, the reason we would have to charge for bonus stuff is that we'd have to really schedule stuff. It takes a lot of time to do it, and like I said, it wouldn't be expensive. But I want to know, who out there thinks that's a good idea, or if it's something you'd be interested in.
Well, I think it would appeal to people who are like real fans of the show, who want to know like the ins and outs. Like one thing I've always wanted to do is like a tour of your mom's house studio, where we do this out of, so that people can kind of see the workings of what we do and more personal stuff.
Basically, what it would have is stuff like that, like personal stuff. Where we shit. Maybe like make some road videos. Like, here's stuff from the road. Like if I'm going to the festival this weekend, maybe make a video at the festival, and then like some bonus content, bonus episodes. Maybe like it'd have like my sister on it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Maybe like a whole episode of like just talking to my mom about the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stuff like that. Anyways. It's just an idea, and don't worry, we're not going to be charging for the show that you listen to, so don't think that it's that. But I wanted to get people's input on that.
But it would be more of a specific type of thing for people that are already into the show.
Yeah, like it's for people that are really into the show.
Do it, because that way, you know what I mean? Because we can't give a tour of the studio on the regular podcast, because who gives a shit?
Right. No.
Unless you really are curious. What does it look like?
Exactly.
And same thing with the other
it's
stuff.
It's a super jeans up kind of thing.
It's only for people whose jeans are so tight that it cuts their anus in half.
Yeah.
And it tears and the blood spills down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the zipper's up over your nipples and
And like all the hair gets caught.
Chest
hair. Zipper.
Yeah. So thanks for entertaining that option. Maybe you can let me know what you think. We love you.
We love you, mommies.
And we thank you for your citizenship.
Or your patronage.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Be there.
Yo, man, this one goes out to all the haters and your mom's house. Have you seen them? You know where they at? Then tell me.
I've been looking all over the world and I found nothing but girls. What you do set now? I've been looking in city to city. I've been looking in state to state. What to do set now? I'm running around, but there ain't no dudes and where to be found. So tell me now, where the dudes at? I've been searching high and low, but I don't have a clue. You seem like the kind of guy who knows a dude or two. So help me and I'll help you. Please find the dudes. Come join us too. I'm asking you. We'll see you through.
I don't know what to do. I've been looking all over. I've been asking, but nobody knows. You know where they at? You know where they at? Come on, man, tell me. I don't want a spouse. I just wanna go to your mom's house. I pimp so hard that I lose my hat. My pimp hand's strong, so you might get slapped. I've only got one question, so don't throw it back. Just tell me now, if you know where the dudes are at. Do you know where the dudes at? Do you know where the dudes at? Come join us.